I think you can't first pick Caitlyn.
Also not seen a series revolve this much around Caitlyn.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
In the last year. You know, there's so many other strong AD carries right now.
So much of the focus really has been on Doublelift and Stixxay.
Yeah.
Trying to battle against each other, and most of the time, Doublelift has come out on top.
Look at the difference in facial expressions, though. You would see in Smithy sort of slumping in his chair, hand on his head, kind of really down on himself, and the rest of TSM's like swiveling around, looking at each other, talking really actively. Visually, CLG's mindset does not seem to be as sharp as TSM's here as the band's coming through. Nothing unsurprising, not much about CLG. Poppy going away from TSM's side.
Okay.
So now,
Echo.
Candidate Graves are a trade.
Flash junk.
Echo's only a CLG side champion. Caitlyn actually, at this stage of the game, is almost first pickable.
I think so, but I think Echo is higher value.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Even play it.
Here's the thing. Like, you can take a Kindred, but Graves is actually quite good into Kindred as well. So the jungle right now is kind of a wash with Nidalee off the board, I feel like.
Yeah, and I mean, if they pick Echo, it also gives Huhi the flexibility and the guarantee that they're going to get to play it. And I know TSM doesn't seem to prioritize it, but I still think Hanser can play it. I know Hanser can play it.
Yeah, he definitely does. The question is, which matchup do CLG want with this one? Talking back and forth, it comes down to what Stixxay feels comfortable doing, and the Echo is the one after all. So you guys are right. Echo the first pick for CLG.
If I had to guess what the conversation was about, it was whether or not CLG wanted to risk TSM picking it, because they weren't sure if they were going to want it, but CLG knows they want it.
Yeah.
It's been in both of their wins.
Yeah. And there's Caitlyn Kindred, no big surprise there. It will leave Graves up for Smithy if Smithy wants to play it. Otherwise, he goes somewhere farther down the jungle list here. I don't expect this TSM lineup to change, though. I think those two are the lock-ins. But time is a resource that you have access to. 25 more seconds to think, okay, if we do grab these, what's their next round? Are they taking something else that we really, really care about here? CLG's case, last game, they grabbed the least that was uncontested and let the Caitlyn be grabbed away. And sure enough, there's TSM picking up those two champions. And I believe everyone saw those coming. The Echo was the big choice that CLG had, and they have to hope they made the right choice here.
Do you totally flip the script and go for something to completely try and throw TSM off here and steal away the Gragas that Hanser's been going for? Also be able to try and displace Garen with the Kindred?
Yeah. You can even take the Lulu away.
I mean, you can... There's so many options.
He's Lulu play. He also has played a lot of the block during the regular season, if we're wondering like what he has to blind pick. Or they can just pick the Echo in mid lane. They already have it, and then throw Darshan onto, I think, probably Gragas, and then Smithy on some other jungler. There's just too many options for CLG currently. And you can tell they're
come through.
spending a lot of time discussing it.
No, actually, it's the Alistar takeaway that Yellowstar had played for a lot of the series now. At least still, what Smithy wants to play if Nidalee's on the table.
So what they're doing here, these are two picks from CLG that they don't really care about. These are kind of throwaway picks as far as the priority ones. They want to make TSM show one of their solo lanes.
Yep.
So they can try and counterpick one of the solo lanes. But TSM can, as long as it's a flex pick, still keep them guessing.
But what is left to flex between mid and top lane that's actually in meta right now?
Lulu,
Trundle, Lissandra.
Technically, you can flex
They can
top
flex
lane.
the Trundle to
Brave.
support for sure. And also, you have to keep in mind the champion pools of TSM. It's going to be tricky. These seem the most logical for them. Tank support for Yellowstar. Gragas yet again for Hanser. TSM is sticking with generally what got them here. The question will be if CLG switches it up, or if they also go with the standard for this all-important Game 5.
I actually quite like the Braum pickup here for TSM as well. Even though CLG technically stole away this Alistar, which Yellowstar has really liked, Braum is so good in these siege situations where he can both offensively use Unbreakable to push up onto a turret, but he can also protect minion waves, which is so rare.
And unless CLG picks Lulu here, I think TSM take it.
Yeah. They have the backline for it. They have, that would even out their damage profile.
Yeah.
Balance it with magic.
Here's who could look to make it 3 wins in a row on Lulu. If that is the case, CLG, knowing that's on the table,
what are they going to do?
They have decided they need to take that one away. They need to pick an 80
What
carry.
about a Lulu Sivir
Oh!
The Trist?
Oh, Tristana's back for Stixay.
Hinsu's Trist?
Do we see the Rage Blade come out again?
I think we do.
The 3-time banned Tristana against Liquid. Brought it out once with the loss, but it wasn't his fault. Lulu does get stolen as well. That wasn't Lissandra after all.
On hit
Stixay.
Trist.
Stixay is going to be the one to 1v5 this game.
That
This
would
is
be
probably
what
Tank
they're putting.
Echo, mid
their
Lulu.
cards in.
Is it a 1v5 if you have a Lulu behind you?
I mean, it's hyperbole, obviously.
Yes.
And Corky
my
mid
God,
comes through for
right.
Bjergsen not being allowed to play Lulu, of course. So CLG, I think, making some smart choices. I like.
I'm so glad that it comes down to this, too.
Yes.
The highly criticized, Special Rage Blade Tristana for CLG that was even banned against them.
I forgot
Got
about
banned
it.
early in the playoffs.
3 straight bans by Liquid. They were loath to drop it. CLG grabbed
When
it.
they did take it, the game wasn't the...
It wasn't Stixay's fault. They were getting wrecked elsewhere.
It wasn't the Tristana's fault. It was a failed game.
But it fell flat on its face and they never spoke of it again.
Yeah.
Right.
Until now.
Until now.
Until game 5 of the finals, when not only do they take the Tristana for surprise into a Caitlyn matchup, which is going to be tough, but then they also throw
They're all in
Rudy
on
onto
it.
Lulu.
Yeah.
They are all in on this pick.
On Stixay, their freshman AD carry, grabbed fresh off their otherwise challenger squad of CLG Black. He had a mediocre performance there, grabbing in the main squad to replace Doublelift, and now it's all in his hands to win the final.
In game number 3, CLG played around him, committing ganks down bottom. They got the extra jungle start. So much went into that game, and Stixay rewarded them in the end. Now is when it all counts, though. Game number 5.
With Rage played a Hurricane
Well,
Tristana.
okay.
Huh?
What would be hilarious is if there's a extra twist at the end and he just goes a standard Tristana.
Yeah,
No
he's like,
Rage
just
Blade.
goes
like,
like rapid fire cannon. Well, here we are, everybody. Game 5. It's all come down to this. Let us know who it's going to be. Will it be TSM? Will it be Counter Logic Gaming? Right now, we are looking to crown the North American champion.
And Aframo even said at the start of the day, he's looking forward to seeing who wins so they know who is right about whether or not they should have Doublelift or not on the team. Imagine the conversation around Rage Blade Trist if it does or does not work in Game 5 of the finals.
After TSM have made this adaptation to make it a priority to steal Caitlyn away from Stixay. Doublelift does get the first shot off there, so guess we answered that question.
All right. Early damage.
I feel like we got to see lane swaps in this game as well. We've been kind of lulled into these standard lanes with the Caitlyn picks, but you'd think CLG would be trying to get a blind swap off. They don't have deep wards.
Yeah. I think Caitlyn Brown's not the scariest duo lane. In terms of surviving lane, I think CLG can. It just depends how much TSM can push. It's pretty rough last sitting under turret as Tristana. And you're seeing TSM make the late swap. You see Doublelift walking late to the top lane, hoping to surprise CLG with his choice of lane. But CLG,
Yeah, they're
keeping
gonna crash
Tristana in the mid lane, hoping to get that information himself. Walks topside also.
This will be a big question. As soon as the Caitlyn Brahma revealed, will Stixay double back, or are they just going to get late invaded on this Gromp? They should have seen them.
They
They
show?
are.
Yeah.
They were spotted doing this. And CLG, are they going to wait around the wall for a pulverize?
No.
Are they going to loop back around? Are they going to find nothing? TSM actually don't know who's there other than the fact there was no jungle start.
I think TSM gets the lane they want.
And yeah, we get equal lanes. Doublelift checks the brush with a Q, sees that no one's in there, feels safe to walk up.
Junglers both starting on the bottom side as well. They can end their routes. Double buff level 3 up in the top lane. Double melee supports both with potential
Nice.
to help those ganks early on.
The harass pattern for Tristana, by the way, if you guys don't know, is you actually get a cast minion down to 1 hit, and then you E-auto attack it. And it blows up, the charge blows up, and the explosive shot passive blows up, all hitting the nearby AD carry. And you saw Stixay do that exactly once. Then Yellowstar healed him with a relic shield stack, and it meant nothing. But
Later it might matter.
later it'll matter when it starts doing more damage. Fervor on both the AD carries.
All 3 of the 80 carries.
Yeah, true. You're right. Well, I use AD carry as the position of marksman as the champion, but yeah, all 3 marksmen running Fervor.
Sure, that's fair.
I don't know. It's a random point I like to make. Level 2 now picked up for CLG. Rocket Jump learned by Stixay to make sure he can stay alive. And meanwhile, Aframo did go headbutt. So CLG might look to make an aggressive play pretty early on here.
It would definitely be a possibility. As we said, both junglers know that each other are going to be up there. So oftentimes you want to try and get bush control for that.
And we know that TSM is going to be playing very aggressive with the Caitlyn. They try to
Their first
that. There they go.
flash, pull
Get it
right,
back.
headbutt, cocoon, damage output. How about a good start with the first blood for Stixay?
Wow.
Talk about setting up this Rage Blade Trist for success. Last time, Game 3, they played around him. This time, Smithy with the early gank as well.
I do have to call out TSM for that they were too far up. They knew the jungle timing. Garen opted not to back them up to be pushed up that far, and CLG just does a very standard lane gank with Elise Alistair to get that kill. So very well executed onto CLG, but Garen should have been there if Yellowstar was going to be up this far.
It's so easy to call that as well. Bottom lane, both of the solo bottom laners.
Watch this, though. It's Uhi in a 1v2. Spencer getting some damage to the flash kick. Who's not going to land, but here comes Starshawn. Looking to turn it around, gets the backside, and that's going to be 2 kills for Counter Logic Gaming with double buffs.
Quadra buffs for CLG.
Woo! It goes from bad to worse for Garen. He's not there to counter Smithy's gank, so he tries to counter jungle, and CLG is way ahead of him. They call him, they catch him, they get the double buffs, and they're up 2 kills.
Oh my god. Darshan on the Echo with double buffs now is going to be such a pain for Hanser.
He's got even 2 stacks in the Dark Seal. Oh, man, this couldn't go any better for Echo.
Hey, man, those 2 stacks are no joke.
6 AP, right?
Yeah,
Hey, that matters. It matters here.
Yeah, wait for him to tick someone out. It will be with all these micro trades being taken lane.
Yeah, the red buff damage, the infinite mana, the
that.
down reduction. Hanser will have to recall here. And to be fair, he hadn't recalled yet, so he gets his first set of builds. But
yeah, but you can't even really bail him out now.
No,
it's so dangerous, especially since Darshan has the early pink ward in the tri-bush. At least it's very, very scary for Kindred to walk into Fog of War like that, already being down. Extra ward's going to be coming from Smithy, actually.
Yeah. And a lot of AP on Hanser. Dark Seal and Doran's Ring with his Corrupting Potion, so that'll be fun to watch for. Smithy was getting out-farmed early game. No surprise to be against a Kindred, but still, those ganks, of course, mean quite a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Smithy also went for the early gank, whereas Garen went for the hard farm with the...
Not going to be sad about that.
Yeah.
And actually, Smithy missed the assist on the Garen kill. He never landed a cocoon or anything, but he was around when that had gone down. So he was, in some way, even if unofficially, involved with both kills.
They also get to control that Scuttle Crab mark as well.
Yeah, Garen definitely made a few decisions that did not turn out well for the team, but he has a gold advantage. This is huge.
Great cocoon lands. Exhaust forced out of Yellowstar. Does still have flash, but pushed out of his jungle.
Look at that patience and communication there between Afro and Smithy as well. Smithy just waiting, not revealing himself until Afro can perfectly set up that combo. Smithy gets off the damage first, layers the stun, and they're rewarded with an exhaust, prepping for the dive.
There's the ward over the wall. CLG are spotted in this one.
With no exhaust, they have to really respect the Alistair, Elise, and Tristana. The Tristana burst at this point of the game is very respectable, and so it's a big lead for Stixay now.
Garen's Kindred is counter-jumping the bot lane, the bot side jungle, while this top lane shenanigans are happening right here. So he is getting some farm for himself, and it also means that he can threaten Darshan, who's flashless.
Darshan is level 6, though, as well, and has teleport.
So look at the respect he gives. He knows there's still some danger there and gives it away completely. Will lose a couple waves under the turret and lose some turret health as well. Roughly exactly what TSM's losing the top side.
That is mirrored. I feel like CLG gets a little more of this. Because they're focusing the Tristana lane, and that's their main focus in this composition. It's all going to be about getting Stixay ahead to the Rage Blade, buff him up with the Lulu. And Darshan already got off to a good start. He's got his kill money, so he's just...
Has been on Doublelift and Stixay.
Yeah.
Trying to battle against each other, and most of the time, Doublelift has come out on top.
Look at the difference in facial expressions, though. You would see in Smithy sort of slumping in his chair, hand on his head, kind of really down on himself, and the rest of TSM's like swiveling around, looking at each other, talking really actively. Visually,
yeah,
I think you can't first pick Caitlyn.
Also not seen a series revolve this much around Caitlyn.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
In the last year. You know, there's so many other strong AD carries right now.
So much of the focus really, but there's a... I still think Hanser can play it. I know Hanser can play it.
Yeah, he definitely does. The question is, which matchup do CLG want with this one? Talking back and forth. Comes down to what Stixay feels comfortable doing, and the Echo is the one after all. So you guys are right. Echo the first pick for CLG.
If I had to guess what the conversation was about, it was
Yeah, here's the thing.
Even play it.
Here's the thing. Like, you can take a Kindred, but Graves is actually quite good into Kindred as well. So the jungle right now is kind of a wash with Nidalee off the board, I feel like.
Yeah, and I mean, if they pick Echo, it also gives Huhi the flexibility and the guarantee that they're going to get to play it. And I know TSM doesn't seem to prioritize it.
CLG's mindset does not seem to be as sharp as TSM's here as the bans come through. Nothing unsurprising, not much about CLG. Poppy going away from TSM's side.
Okay.
So now,
Echo.
Kindred and Graves are a trade.
Last junk.
Echo's only a CLG side champion. Caitlyn actually, at this stage of the game, is almost first pickable.
I think so, but I think Echo is higher value.